Okay, now, so how does a student, how do you actually see the student's work? So when you created this assignment using Brisk, I didn't show you how to create a classroom and everything, so let me actually walk you through that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my account page on here. I'm gonna go ahead and click where it says manage my classes. Well, actually, I'm on there right now. So what you want to do, essentially create a class. So when I click on the little, my little account button here, I want to go to manage my classes. So let me go back to that one here. So manage classes. I want to go ahead and create a class. Okay. I'm just going to call it sample class. Okay. So now I have a sample class. So I'm going to go back. How do I find that assignment after I created it? Because it's not saved in any classes yet. So let's go ahead and go back to the library. I'm going to go back to my activities. Okay. And I have all the activities I have for my classes on here. But at the very bottom, I'm going to see no class. So that's the one I just created right here. So what I want to do is, let me see on here. I can go ahead and click on the little arrow right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and see what it looks like. This is how I see the progress. That mock student that I was writing for earlier, you can see what they wrote, but I'll come back to that right now. This assignment was not assigned to any class, so what I want to do is just add a class and then go ahead and assign it to any class. I'm going to assign it to a sample class. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to my my library, and if I click on activities, and oops, there goes, see, sample class. Now that assignment has been put into that sample class. So what do I do next? Okay, so I click on that little arrow there. Mind you, Brisk has changed a little bit, so it's kind of a little new to me on some things. So now I have this assignment. If I want to see the assignment the way it looks like for the students, I click on the little edit button. And then this is exactly the page I just showed you earlier. So let me go backwards, back to where it was before. So if I want to put it on Google Classroom, what I do is I click share. I like to click on the one that says copy, share with activity with students. And then I get this little link button, click on the link. And then I go into my Google Classroom and I just create an assignment. So let me look at, let's say, I'll put one in this classroom here. I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment. I'm going to put sample, or write sample writing. Okay, now I'm going to click on link. Put the link in there. And then I go ahead and I essentially just click on the boost activity for the students. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the very top of this Google Classroom. Here we go. There's the assignment. When the kids see it, all they do is click on the link. So here's another part that you have to learn. So right here, I want to go ahead and preview the activity, but I want to do it how the students will see it. So I'm going to sign out. Okay. So when the students click on this activity for the very first time, when they go on to Brisk Teaching, they're going to see a page that looks like this. They're going to have to click on the little checkbox here. Then it says go ahead and create your account using Google, through Google, right? Don't use this button here. Do not use this button at all, because what they're going to do is they're going to click on it, and this is going to turn into a little black screen for them. It's going to say you cannot sign in or it's blocked, because Google does not let student accounts log in through the Google button. But they can log in, and they will have to log in through their Google account, but they have to manually type out their school email address on here. Once they type it in and they submit it, or send code, it's going to send them an email to their student email account. Sometimes they may not see it because it may get put into their spam or their junk mail. So if they don't see it, tell them to check there. If they keep on pressing continue or over and over again, it's going to say you have to wait 5 minutes to send a new code. So you have to walk them through this the very first time. Once they do it the first time, they get it. Okay, I've done it also several times already. So again, they manually type in their email address. They get a confirmation email. It sends them a verification code. Then they go back to the verification code link, and then they type in the verification code on here when it shows up to verify. Then they can access the assignment. So once they click on the verification code, they'll see this now. They'll see this page, and then they can start writing. That's it for them. Okay, all they have to do is that, and then they start doing the assignment. That is all you have to do as a student. As a teacher, okay, now you just assign this assignment to one class. Okay, but that's only one class. What if you want to do this assignment for several different classes? Well, then you have to assign it to a few classes. So let's go back to your library, clicking up here on that little icon up here, going to the activities. Okay, so I'm going to go to the class that has the assignment right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on the little drop down pop-up menu. I'm going to duplicate this assignment, and then it's going to ask me if I want a link. I don't want a link yet because I want to give it to a class first. I want to add this to a class. Now I'm going to add it to my period 1 class. Okay, and then same thing, and duplicate and assign it to period 2, duplicate it and assign it to period 3, and so on. So now I'm going to go ahead and share it. I want to double check that it is in my period 1 class. I clicked on the library, clicked on activities, and now I checked on my period 1. It says right here, sample writing quiz. It's the same one that was in the sample class. Now I assigned it to my period 1. If I want to put on my Google Classroom, then I do click on the little button again like I had before. I go to the steps in the process of clicking share with the activity, and then copy and paste that into your Google Classroom. What I recommend here, okay, now you have it, you just repeat the same process as you did for the first assignment. Okay, now for you to go back and forth to this, what I want to do, so I know how I can get back to this, I'm going to click out of some of these. Okay, and let's say this is the page I want to go back to. I want to save this on one of my favorites up here on my bookmarks. I already have it saved right here, Boost Activities, so that way I can access it at any time. So if I want to see what's going on, if I click out of all these things, all these tabs, okay, how do I get back to the Boost activity? So I'm going to click on New Tab, Boost Activities, and here are all my classes, okay, with all my assignments. So for this one, I really don't want to use this class anymore, so I can simply just delete that class. Okay, delete sample class, and I no longer have that. Okay, I want to delete this assignment too. I don't want to use it anymore. Okay. So you can do this for every single period. Now, for some reason, Brisk, it used to have all your assignments under one period. I believe it's changing the way they do it. I'm not exactly sure. I figured out why. I think it only puts like 2 activities at a time on there, but if I click on the next page, it'll show me previous activities too that I have. And I haven't figured out, maybe it's every week it changes. I'm not sure why, but if you can't find your activity, then go ahead and just click down the line Okay, I haven't figured that part out yet. If you create other things in Brisk, like your bundles, which I'll have to show in a different video, has them on here. If you have podcasts that you created, has them on here as well. So they've changed their library settings on here. So this is pretty much Brisk. So I hope that helps. If not, I know it's a long video or 2 long videos, but you need to go through the whole process in order to actually understand it. Okay. Let me know if you need any help, and I can help you out after school or before school or during my prep. Thanks.